This video is brought to you in association with Funded Today. Funded Today helps you get more pledges for your Kickstarter and Indiegogo campaign with professional video and design. Links are in the video description below. Thank you. Let's get on with the show. Hello, Talk Funders. Today we're with William from Pangea and their Bamboo Eco Tile 2.0 live on Kickstarter. Hello, William. How are you?
Good.
Okay, William. So we're going to go straight into the campaign video, which I must admit is multi-layered and multifaceted. It's not just it really gives you, and we'll talk about this in the backstory. But it's not just a product that you're solving. And, just off camera, you were sort of saying, well, the ethos of your company is, okay, is running a profitable, sustainable business. But it is really, really focused on this whole new wave about businesses solving problems, and the major problem that you guys are solving is dirty rivers, dirty oceans filled with plastic. So let's just roll the video, as they say. And I'll just hit pause. I'm just going to go full screen on this. So in one sense, this is part of your backstory where you yourselves are a bunch of travelers traveling around the world, and Pangea is back. And this is your initial one here, which went very well, and 720 volunteers over 8 countries. So maybe just before we look at the 2.0, which is coming up next, we can maybe just capture the first part of the video, which is basically a bit about your origin story and then a bit about your first crowdfunding campaign.
Okay, awesome. So we, myself and Marcos and Juan met traveling through, really backpacking through Latin America. And we had such an amazing time. We were doing such incredible trips. And we kept noticing there was, trash. We were like obsessed with like untouched nature. So we'd go on these hikes and find these like little waterfalls that are, not unknown, but lesser known. And then we would essentially find trash there. And we just kept noticing it, and we kept talking about it and like how we were upset with that. And so, yeah, when we kind of created this travel brand, it sort of took on its own form as I found myself collecting trash a lot. We were in Ecuador, and there was this musician that we met, and he wanted to hang out with us the next day on the beach. And we just spent hours picking up all the trash on the beach. And then from that point on, for the next like 3-4 months of my traveling, I was always picking up trash. And there was one moment when I was in Hawaii, and we came up on this, like, we did like a 2.5 hour hike to this like more secluded beach. And we came on this huge pile of trash, and it was like so much that like I couldn't carry it all, with me. And I'm like trying to carry it back in this like broken laundry basket, and it's like kind of spilling out as I'm like hiking it back in. And it kind of dawned on me at that moment, well, what this problem's way too big for me to even have like an impact on, but what if maybe the business, what if this travel brand could solve this problem? And so that's where we kind of shifted from what we originally started doing was actually selling microfiber towels. So we started selling those. We bought maybe a couple hundred, and I found out that they were made from plastic, and and the microplastics leach from the washing machines and go out into the ocean. They're actually the #1 source of microplastics in the ocean is plastic from microfibers. So that's when it was kind of like a merging of, well, maybe we can do like something about both of these problems, like the trash that's out there, but also this product that maybe doesn't have to be made from plastic. And then Marcos, our other co-founder, he took a trip to China trying to source better microfiber towels originally. But as our like, ideology of what we should be doing, what we should be creating shifted, we looked for a different material, and that's where we found the bamboo waffle weave. And
and with that bamboo, then you developed you developed that product, which was your first offering, the tile, and then that was really, really successful again on Kickstarter. And now you've come on board with this Kickstarter, which is looking at a 2.0. So can we just maybe go on and talk about the Eco Tile 2.0? Because I love the idea of iterations where you've sort of had a successful product, and from what I pick up from your video, from the video, your campaign video, plus your very extensive Kickstarter page, which is a mine of information, is that you really are engaged with the community, and yet it's the whole ethos. You know, in the earlier part of the video, it showed you had over 700 volunteers, etc. So you're really tapping into something a lot much bigger than just simply, you know, tiles. You know, it's phenomenal, I think, I have to say, what you are doing. So let's just try to be specific and look at the Eco Tile 2.0 and what's the features and benefits from it.
So I'll start with the ones that are the same of the Eco Tile 1.0. So our fabric, because of the waffle weave structure, it absorbs 3 times more water than microfiber towels, and it dries twice as fast as microfiber towels. So it's quite a much better towel. Like, period, it's going to be better than any microfiber towel. Then on top of that, you know, it comes with its own pouch bag, so you can clip it, you know, onto your backpack, or it stuffs easily into your bags, or, you know, whatever you're using when you're traveling or going outdoors. And then there's the whole ecological mission. So a big part of our ethos is not, you know, just being neutral, but giving back, like doing more good than harm to the environment, to the planet, and, you know, to everyone that works with us and for us as well. Like, it really resonates, like, with us, that we want to always do the right thing. And so basically with every sale of our towels, every $10 we sell, we clean 2 pounds of, not only do we eliminate the microfiber problem created, but we also clean up 2 pounds of trash, like macroplastics from the rivers. And then we clean 2 pounds of carbon dioxide from the air. So that's kind of our way of being able to, and our ideology, if a lot of other people can see these businesses being successful, being profitable, and you know, having these massive initiatives, like 40% of our profit goes towards these initiatives, then they'll be like, oh, wow, it's not actually impossible. It's not crazy. You know, I feel like there's a lot of defeatism in the sense that, like, oh, you know, global warming is going to happen. There's nothing you can do to change it. Or the trash problem in the ocean, like, you know, it's out of control and, like, nobody can change it. But really, we can change it, and we can change it with the systems that are already in place. Creating products that do good for the environment, and getting people excited about them, and getting them to buy them, and then getting them to go on and do something that they're inspired about. Maybe that's cleaning some trash on a local cleanup. Maybe it's just, you know, using a little bit less single-use plastic. Who knows? But I think that's really where we stand, and where we can get other people excited about what we're doing, and they can go on to do you know, even better things than we are, even cooler initiatives, giving back even more than we are, you know. So
that's phenomenal. I mean, as it says here on the video, like, I hadn't thought about this, but there's 1.5 billion face masks are now estimated floating around in our rivers and in our oceans over that from 12 months or 15 months or 18 months of COVID. Absolutely amazing. And so it's really what I'm getting from Pangea is it's really okay, it's a sustainable business. It has to make some profit. However, it's really a solution focused. And what you want to show from your example of creating this business is to encourage on a much bigger level, you know, let's focus on the solution rather than going, oh my goodness, we're living in despair. I think that's phenomenal, really great. And, you know, you highlight in the video here regarding the plastic industry and the microfiber aspect of this. And so this product that you've developed is actually moving away from using plastics. I mean, I must admit, I've learned now from what you've said. In one sense, I thought I have one of those tiles. It's a macro plastic tile, right? But then I learned from this video that this is not good. So that's why you've switched to bamboo. Is that correct, William?
Yeah, absolutely. You really summed it up perfectly. Yeah, we're just trying to address the microfiber problem and the macro plastic problem in our oceans, and we're just trying to become more efficient with every single campaign, doing more than we did in the previous one, and cleaning up more trash, removing more carbon dioxide, and then maybe sometime next year we can start moving into water security and other things. But it's just all about increasing our impact every campaign, every year, and growing and taking on more ambitious projects and challenging ourselves.
And here's an example of the pledgers. I mean, the Kickstarter pledgers, like if they, for every $10, part of your connection with that community is, 2 pounds of trash, and that also takes 2 pounds of CO2 out of the air. Is that how it's working?
So to give a little context, the first campaign, there was no carbon dioxide initiative, and it was just that we would remove 1 pound of trash for every $10. We did that by organizing volunteer cleanups all around the world. So in like 27 different countries, we did 33 cleanups, and it was all powered by volunteers. What we came to realize, though, is it's actually way more cost effective and efficient to use like supplement like a tool, right? So now on this campaign, we have river barriers that actually are here in Indonesia. Most people don't know, but in Indonesia, it's the number one like ocean polluting country. And it's not like, people here are trying to pollute the ocean, but it's really just a problem of it's an island nation built of thousands of islands, and all the rivers are ocean bearing, right? They all flow towards the ocean. And when the monsoon season comes and the rains come, all that like trash that's like sitting around floods into the river and then floods out into the ocean. And there's nothing to really stop that. And there's no real infrastructure to be like collecting all this trash. So, the best way we found to prevent it is to use these river barriers that can capture the trash before it flows out into the river. And this topic's a bit up for debate, but the like thing that a lot of people say about river trash and ocean pollution is that 80% of the trash in the ocean is actually from the rivers. So it's not just happening here in Indonesia, it's happening in India and South America and China, where there's all these rivers that flow out to the ocean, and they have very little infrastructure for collecting it and removing it. So that's where I think it's a big opportunity for us to be able to solve this problem now before it gets out of hand, and before some people can say it's already gotten out of hand. I would probably agree, but before it gets even more out of hand, and because the amount of plastic produced every year is increasing, so it's not something that's really going to go away on its own. It has to have some people coming in to solve it.
And here is one of your partners solving it. This is, I don't know how to pronounce Gary's name, his surname.
Yeah, Gary, it's Gary Benchikib. And so he had this amazing experience. Well, amazing, but he floated down the Citarium River about 4 years ago with one of his closest friends. And that was the dirtiest river in the world, still is. And he just filmed it was like a 2-week expedition down this river, and just filming all the trash that was in there and how polluted the water was and how like dangerous it was. And there was parts where they couldn't even move the kayak because there was so much garbage that just stopped them from going. And then, it stays relatively stagnant, but then once the rainy season comes, all that flows out into the ocean. Then his video kind of went viral. It was like an incredible thing that he did to raise awareness. Then through the last few years, he's been able to connect with the government, get government funding, and create this organization, and then start solving it with these river barriers. So and then that's where we come in, partnering with him, and then putting more river barriers in the dirtiest river in the world, which is the Cetarium, and then also river barriers here in the dirtiest rivers here in Bali. So yeah, incredible guy. We absolutely love working with him, and partnering with him has been able to make us so much more efficient. So it's really just an awesome partnership.
Fantastic. And really just, I mean, I really recommend all the talk funders watching this to really go and watch your video, because it really is very inspiring. But it does highlight up the challenges, but it really is, this is a product here which is really showing you that let's not despair. It's really solution focused. Just to finish off the main interview, let's just go over this part of the video here, which is basically just looking at some of the key features. And again, this first part is just basically talking about your engagement with your community after the first tile. And this part of the video coming up is really just looking at the 2.0. So here it is, the 2.0. So it's much stronger. Natural dyes. Mm-hmm. Looks lovely, actually.
Yeah, so we wanted to make this towel fully biodegradable. The last one was as well. So, but we didn't realize we used like commercial dyes, which contain formaldehyde. So if you were to like put it in your compost pile, it wouldn't really, it'd be damaging to maybe anything that you tried to grow in there or use it. So that's why we're switching to dyes that are, basically they're all derived actually from bamboo plants, believe it or not. All the different colors somehow are derived from bamboo. But essentially now you can compost it in your compost pile at home, or, in the real life cycle of the towel, it would end up, many years down the line, ripping or whatever. And you can just that throwing it away isn't going to cause like any damage to wildlife or, fish, or it's not going to break into microplastics. It's just going to, biodegrade into the earth as it should. And as 100% cotton undyed towels do as well. So it's not necessarily something crazy new. But the reason why we went with bamboo was, because of just the water scarcity issue, and the carbon capture. So yeah, it uses I don't want to misquote the amount, but something like 20 or 50 times less water to grow the bamboo as opposed to commercial cotton.
Wow, so interesting. And then just bringing it back to the product itself, you're bringing it in different new sizes now. There's an XL size, and in the colors, there's 5 colors, and again, they're much more now eco-friendly. There's no formaldehyde in it, antibacterial. I just think it's awesome. I'm gonna pledge, basically. It's
awesome.
It's really good. I mean, and then just to finish off, I'll just let that run, and it just shows you the solution that you're coming to. And just to finish off the main interview, let's just look at this is the Kickstarter page here, the Pangea Bamboo Eco Tile 2.0. I'll have that in the video description below. Let's just quickly look at the pledges, William. If I could just quickly talk through the first part, there's the pocket tile. These are the different sizes. There's the pocket tile, the standard tile, and then the XL tile. So my accent is very hard to say tile. So, but what you find is that the superset is your biggest seller. And I see here you've got a 20% discount, and there's actually just, I think whenever I looked at this a moment ago, there was 8 left out of 465. Now it's down to 5 left. So you're going to sell out of those. And then that's the superset. Once those discounts go, is up to then that's more on the $80. So for the last few, it's 67, it goes up to 80. Is there anything else? And then these other supersets, it's just 2 times, then it's 3 times. Fantastic. Is there anything else to highlight? I mean, what's this one here about placing your own barrier and a free trip? What is that?
Yeah, so this one is essentially if you wanted to place, so the barriers are different, right? There's different kinds. Some capture more trash than others. And this would be one of the big barriers, right? So this would capture about 40 tons of trash per year. Actually, I think this might be wrong on here. It says 6,000 pounds. But yeah, that's actually wrong. So it also depends on the river, right? So if we put it in the cetarium, much bigger impact than, you know, putting it in the local rivers near us. Yeah, but if you want to be involved with that and actually place a barrier, it would be an amazing thing. We'd give you a bunch of towels as well. You could come stay with us for, you know, a week, even more, to be honest, and come check out your barrier. We'll organize a bunch of cleanups as well out here. So for anyone who's like super interested in the mission, wants to meet a bunch of local people out here and make a real difference in that community, they can champion their own barrier for those people. And then kind of a part of this barrier program is that actually the local people come and clean it out, right? So when we place a barrier with them, it's like a contract that not only will, they have like village heads here. So it's what you might call like, Gary calls them heroes. They really are, but they're like a community leader, and they actually organize children to come and clean the trash out of the barriers. And what that does is it helps like further educate the kids, so then they grow up understanding that, like, you know, throwing trash nearby the river, or, you know, disposing or littering, etc., is, you know, it's damaging for the planet and the community as a whole. So it's a really cool thing, and it really makes a big difference for the communities here. And then you know, everyone's having cleaner water, you know, safer rivers, and healthier oceans and healthier fish and stuff like that.
I think it's phenomenal. So it says pledge $2,999 or more to place your own barrier, and as a free trip thrown in. I think it's amazing cause to make. So come on, Talkfunders, let's get one barrier pledged, and then they all, now your actual free trips, they're all gone, they're all sold out. So well done you. So just returning then to the top of the page, and just to finish off the main interview. Today, we've been talking to William from Pangea, live on Kickstarter with their Bamboo Eco Tile 2.0. Absolutely amazing, very inspiring product, William. I'm pledging. So thank you so much, William. Thank you. Bye.
Absolutely. Bye.